Oh, I'll turn it the other way. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, I said rotate it back. Oh, excuse me. Hello, everyone. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I got something in my eye. Oh, no. I got it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Look, let me pull back. I feel like I'm just like all over the place here. How is everyone doing? Say, what you doing? I'm taking a break. Can I take a break? I'm taking a break. It's beautiful here. And all that good stuff. Hi. I am taking a little break. And I'm just thinking about the new Uber and Lyft drivers. Because I know how it was for me when I first started out. Man, let me tell you. It was, I wouldn't, I'm trying to get my leg comfortable here. I wouldn't have thought that I would still be doing Uber and Lyft now. Let me just say that. I have to cross my legs here. Because I was like, I was nervous, but I was nervous with a smile, if you understand what I'm saying. And looking back on my beginning, when I first started out driving for Uber and Lyft, I'm still smiling. I still have the jitters, like when you first go on a date or you meet someone, you're like, you're nervous about going on the date, but yet you're excited at the same time. And then let's say you go on for the second date, so you're just like, so I still feel good, and I'm glad I made that decision to become an Uber and a Lyft driver. Has everything been hunky-dory? Well, no. And those who are drivers and those who are passengers, even as passengers, you've had experience with Uber drivers, good and bad or indifferent, and as well as with the drivers. The drivers have had, everyone as a driver, they have their own personal experience that they go through. Yeah, I got me some coffee. So, if it's like this, if you're working for someone, a brick and mortar building, like you're in that building, you're working in there, you have co-workers and so on and so forth that you're encountering, that you deal with face to face every day, you have issues, and you're going to have issues even having your own business. And with Uber, one of the differences about this being your business, the policies are not your policy as if you were the owner. This is more like a co-owner kind of sort of thing, the way I look at it, because you are not calling all of the shots from point A to B. The mission statement is not yours. The policies are not yours, and so on and so forth. So there are going to be some things that you're going to have to kind of mesh with in order to help you to do well with your own business. Some of the things I've learned in this type of business on the passenger, in terms of dealing with the passengers, some, they know the system better than some drivers, therefore they try to get over on you. And this is why I tell all my drivers I come in contact with, get the passengers app for Uber and Lyft so that you will be informed and know what goes on, in terms of how those apps look and how those apps work. Actually, hey Kimberly, And I am having trouble meeting my prime time. I drive both. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Okay, where did it go? It disappeared, Kimberly. All right, let's see. Let's go back. So you said you're in Maryland. Okay, so am I. I'm in Maryland. Well, let's see. With the prime time, and it sounds like you're talking Uber, I believe, right? Let's see. All right. So you're talking Uber, Kimberly, or are you talking Lyft? Did I lose her? Lyft. Okay. All right. So with Lyft, now are you looking at the schedule where you have the little lightning bolt that it'll tell you from what time to what time this is your prime time? And are you doing that, Kimberly? Now sometimes, okay. Now sometimes you might have to go outside of your zone. Let's say you've worked a particular area for a week or a month and you're not hitting your prime time, then you need to go somewhere else. You need, I don't know if you've been to DC. Have you been to DC? Yes, okay. Do you get more rides in DC compared to Baltimore? Those who coming on or who want to look at my video, you wondering what I'm doing. I'm talking to one of my fellow drivers here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is what you're going to have to do. Today is 4th of July. Like, I started out early today. I was thinking, okay, you're not going to get any rides because not too many people work in today. However, people still have places they need to go. I would challenge you to go outside your comfort zone. When you pull up Lyft map and you see the different areas that are prime, or, you know, like 2 times or 50% or 40%, you know how they have the different percentages that you can earn extra? Go in those particular areas. Sometimes you're going to have to sit there for maybe like 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. I'm just being honest with you. And then once you get that first ride, it's like you're on the radar, and then another one to come, and then another one to come. And then you might have a break-off point. But you do have to grind to get those to hit those prime times. You will have to, like with Lyft, they send me a text message and they'll let me know, okay, it's almost time for the prime time, or, you know, they let me know, okay, it's time. Like, in other words, 3 o'clock starts at 3 o'clock. Be in particular areas and pick up, you know, however many rides or whatever. And your acceptance has to be at 90%. Usually I try to get 100%. Make sure I'm above, you know, so just in case if something happened, I still have that wiggle room. Always never work at the minimum. Always go above it. So when you might have to cancel a ride or there's an issue, you're still going to be in good standing when it comes to the different percentage levels that Lyft wants you to abide by, especially with your rating as well. So I would just, it's going to be one of those things you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone. You might have to go in areas, because what I've noticed here now, Lyft is being more request, compared to Uber. And when I talk to a lot of the Lyft passengers, they saying how they don't like the Uber drivers. They are mean, but the Lyft drivers are nicer, and a lot of them are women. And you know, from their experience, they're only sharing their experience, and that's all they could do. But I would you definitely have to come out your comfort zone. And I can't say go here. I can't say that, because you know just as well as I know it's an algorithm. So it's a process. It's a process. So it's like if you are, let's say if it's 5 drivers, like if you had the passenger app, you would still see, like with Lyft, it'll tell you that there is driver 3 minutes away, 5 minutes away, so on and so forth, and it kind of like give you an idea of where they are. And then with Uber, the same thing. So if you can look at that passenger app, and you can pretty much see where you are and how many people around you, if a passenger requests a ride, it automatically goes to the closest driver. It's an automatic thing. So you're in the area, but this one is closer to me as the passenger. But you have all these other cars that are there, but I'm the closest. So it's like, okay, so how can I position myself to be the closest? You can't. You just have to be in the area. Okay? You just have to be in that area. And if that area is like the mall, like Town Center, Security, Columbia, what else? Some other malls. Montgomery Mall, Shoppers over there. And I also found out a lot of drivers, they're hesitant to go in particular areas because of the label. I must say I've been in the so-called hood. I met some interesting people, and I also met some jewels. And even some have actually tipped me, which was really great. So I've learned in this kind of business, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge an environment or neighborhood by its cover, like how it might look. You might come down a block and all these houses are, you know, unoccupied. You might have 2-3 residents on a whole, you know, block. You know, but that person can be one of the most awesome passenger you can have that day. So I try my best to avoid that, because it's such a draining roller coaster ride for me that I just have to be like, no. Safety first, of course. Common sense, yes. But to premeditate what you're going to get into is drawing a negative energy towards you, and you begin to get inside of it, and then that negative energy is in your vehicle. Passenger come in, might just had a bad day. It's just one of those days, and since you're in that negative zone, you're on the fence, and then it's, you know, so it's like, it's such a headache. So just like let that go. I believe in prayer. I pray every morning, even if I wasn't driving for Uber and Lyft. It's just something that I do, and I enjoy doing it. It helps me when I really rely on it, to be honest with you, because sometimes I want to do things my way. I'm just saying, I want to do things my way. But when I just sit back and go with the process, things work out better. But Kimberly, I would say don't get discouraged. Continue on doing what you're doing. Continue to try to reach your goals. But it just seems to me that you're at a particular stage now that you have to get out of your comfort zone. And a lot of drivers now, they're heading towards those prime times. So there's a lot of drivers out there now too. So it's another thing when it comes to that. I would say, because the bottom line is money. That's the bottom line. if you in a particular area, if your experience now have been in this particular area, prime time area, for an hour or two and you're not getting anything, go somewhere else. You'll make the money. You will definitely make the money. I had a nice couple 2 rides this morning. I'm thinking, oh, I'm not gonna make anything. I'm not gonna make anything. You know, less than an hour, $20-something. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's nothing carved in stone to say, this will happen today for you. There's nothing out there for that. You have to show up and go with the process. Give yourself a certain amount of time in particular areas, in certain areas. If it's not popping for you, go down the road. Because 9 out of 10, there must be a lot of people around, whereas you're not getting the hits. And then another thing, and this is what I noticed in comparison to a Uber driver who is out there, just all over the place. A lot of times businesses, well, between Uber and Lyft, they will make sure their full-time and over full-time drivers that has those nice high ratings get a lot of rides. Keep in mind, we are the faces of Uber. We are the faces of Lyft. So if this particular driver has a 5-star rating, work overtime, 100% acceptance, okay? But now this other one is part-time. Yeah, 100% acceptance. Rating is low. Why? Because they're not driving as much, you know. Who will you give the ride to? Yeah. Some of these people, they are, I mean, it is a business. It's a business. It's still a business, and you are a part of the business. You know, I'm not saying it's like glamour every morning, glamour. I dress down. Sometimes I'll dress up, depending on, it's up to me. You know, I have other things that I do when I'm driving. If I take a break, I might want to go for a walk. I might want to just whatever. I mean, it's one of those whatever jobs, you know, that kind of thing. You want to be presentable, of course. You want to be clean, of course. But you don't have to put a lot of stress on yourself because you have enough that you have to deal with. Definitely be comfortable, because a lot of your time will be spent in the car. You know, definitely have particular snacks, have your water, have your little cooler so that you don't have to feel like you have to stop. Now, me, I had an issue with dealing with public bathrooms. I'm just saying. I would turn my app off and make it back home, even if I'm like 10 miles away from home. I will make it back home to go to my bathroom. Yeah. But I had to get out of that because I was losing money, time, and wasting gas. So I had to get out of it. You know, this business will condition you in so many ways that I couldn't imagine. So once I found decent bathrooms, I notated it. I remember. Okay. I just got a text message. So yeah, I would so if I'm in that area, I know I can go to that McDonald's, or I can go to that particular Royal Farms, or, you know, I can go to that particular hospital. Yeah, the hospital bathroom. Yes, you can. You begin to get Burger King or McDonald's. You don't even have to be buying anything. You just, it's a clean one. Go in there. And then if you see one that's not clean, you know, hey, D. Right, exactly. You want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable and presentable. And a lot of times, you know, we are a society that we look and judge first. So if you do see someone, a driver who has, you know, a nice, you know, attire, Hey, Larry, how are you? Happy 4th to you. Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be a money-making day today. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Be professional, but be comfortable. I wouldn't say where time is so tight that you can't even, be comfortable, and things like that. And sometimes it's like if I'm out running errands and I'm like, you know what? Let me just turn my app on. And I have my casual kind of like run in and out kind of thing, and to be honest, when I'm like that, I try to stay I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I try to stay out of certain areas because I don't want them to ding me on the way I'm dressed, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, because some people, they like the persona or the look of nice, clean, crisp vehicle. The driver is very presentable, and they are very presentable in their suits and so on and so forth. And when they step out, image is everything. So some passengers, they look at how the driver look, how they smell, how the car is inside and out, and things of that nature. Because sometimes you're pulling up in some nice places, some nice houses and nice businesses and stuff, and some of these passengers like, oh, excuse me, no, they don't want to get out of a car that smells like weed. They don't want to be seen in a car that might have all these crazy looking tinted windows that are not professionally done. I mean, think about it. Think about yourself, how you would want to be taken somewhere. I'm not going to say chauffeur because we're not chauffeurs. Chauffeurs have to have particular license, and there's a lot that goes on with that. But someone is driving you somewhere. It just makes you feel good to see a person, and especially if you're in a neighborhood where the neighbors are always peeking out the window. Oh, another car just pulled up in front of her house, or things like that. I have some neighbors that are like, I have to shake my head sometimes. But anyway, and you have those. I wonder if they deal in drugs. I know, right? I mean, come on. Like, can you just have a nice, decent driver come pick you up and it has nothing to do with drugs? I mean, some people it's just like, gotta let it go. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's a great idea, D, to be presentable and comfortable, because you have to be comfortable. I mean, that's like that's a no-brainer. These are the bike riders training. Yeah, so you have to say, some people think they have chauffeurs but don't want to. You got that right. And forget about chauffeur pay, but they definitely don't even want to pay you a tip. It's like, oh, what? It's sad. It's a lot. But like, we have this tip app now. Now, I must say, my Lyft passengers, they utilize the tip. They really do. Even if it's good morning. Even if it's for $4, $5, $2, whatever, they will utilize that tip. To be honest, I haven't had a Lyft passenger who has not tipped me. So, but now Uber has the tip option. Will they tip? You don't know. You really don't know if they're going to tip, So it's just one of those, this type of business is like, you take some coins in your hand and you toss it up in the air, and you look for the ones that falls on the head. Yeah, exactly, D. Exactly. So it is unavoidable. But you have one thing I do like, you have so much flexibility. And then have heard of some drivers, they have to turn their app off to get out of a zone. I mean, that's awesome. Because if I was experiencing that, I would hit that area for, let's say, 4 hours and just be boop, 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 request after request. And I'll do that, and then I'll turn it off and I'm gone. You know, I'll take my break and then I'll come back in. That's awesome to be in an area like that. But every state doesn't have cities like that. You know, some cities have more drivers than passengers. So, you know, and you never know exactly the ratio because you don't have that information. So it's like you're looking at now what I have seen a trend. Now I have seen some drivers, they will hit it hard the end of the month, like the 2 weeks towards the end of the month, because they have bills to pay the first of the month. Then I've seen some, they hit it hard the first of the month, and then because they got bills at the end of the month. So it's like, if you're a part-timer, you got to fit yourself in between that. And think about it, it's 24 hours a day. Sometimes if you're not hitting those calls during the daytime, you might have to be out there after midnight. You might, you know, or you may have to start, instead of starting at 5, you might have to start at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just one of those things. And we're not doing it just to do it. We do need the money. So it's like you have to have a balance in it all, you know. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
So you have to a little dog with his head out the window. I love to see dogs. I mean, pets are, they're like human. They just have 4 legs. They're just like humans. It's amazing. They're adorable. I mean, they just have such personality, especially cats. I have a cat. Not to get off subject, but I'm just saying I have a cat. And oh my gosh, since I'm talking about pets, we know with Uber and Lyft, when it comes to service animals, we have to accept them. You know, and I thought about it. First, I was like, no way, ain't no dog, cat, get in my vehicle, you know. So on and so forth. I don't think they can have cats though, because cats, I don't know, but people try things, so you know, I can't say, you know what I mean. But I did have one man passenger. This was way before Uber was sent out the policy and saying that, in other words, you better sign it. If you don't sign it, you can't turn the app on, so on and so forth. And before Lyft came out with theirs, I didn't know who I was going to pick up. You know, I saw this man, he was blind, he was standing in front. Okay. So you drive them outside of your area? What do you mean? Are you saying you taking them outside of the service area of Uber? And you're concerned about the tips? Well, in a situation like that, me personally, because you're kind of sort of doing a favor too, I would because this is the way I'm looking at it. For one, it is advertisement for Uber or Lyft, okay? If you're in areas whereas they normally don't have Uber or Lyft. However, Uber does want us to be in areas where we are authorized to drop off and pick up, okay? If you to pick up, he never tipped me, but it's one of my best fares. How can I get him to tip me? Well, let's see, Dee. That's a good question. There are other people in the room too. Feel free to give Dee some tips on how she can help him, give, you know, kind of like to tip, not push him or make him. Well, okay, one of your best fares. That's very good, because it's like, is the tip more important or is the fare more important? Okay, I would say Oh, you pick him up at the edge of your area. Okay, okay. Okay, so you're within the zone then, so that's fine. Well, maybe he's not aware of the tipping option. I'm just saying. And then you can say, you know what? I found out that Uber has a tip option now. How do you feel about that? And then maybe you can get, you know, some real talk there. He might say, look, I feel like I pay enough. You know, I'm not giving no tip. You know, things of that nature. And then you just smooth it over with, oh, I understand. I understand. It's a good thing that it's an option. So that way you can still have your fare. You know what I mean? But if you've been dealing with him, picking him up at the edge of your area for a while, and you said this is one of your best fares, I will bite the bullet, you know, because will the fare be more than the tip, or will the tip be more than the fare? It's like you gotta pick and choose what's more important for you. Yeah. What do you guys think? Larry, what do you think? Kimberly, you still there? Yeah, that's what I would say, D. You know, we can't have it all. We just have to have what's going to work for us best. And if he's a consistent fare, man, I would go with that. I would go with that. And maybe, you know, I really don't care about the tips. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. So it just goes to show you, every driver, every passenger that you encounter, we're still human beings. We look at things, some of us look at a lot of things differently, you know? It's like, it's just one of those things. But the bottom line is, what is going to work for you? What is best for you? And if the fare is like that, yeah, like Larry said, you know, make sure that experience is a good experience. You know, you hit that rating mark. Okay, good morning. Oh yeah, you're not being soft. No, not at all. You're not being soft. Not at all. You know, like I said, you can bring up the subject of that. Just have to be smart. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's right, Larry. Exactly. It's more than just getting in your car, turning on ignition, and turning your app on. It's more than that. You have to strategize. You have to think about it. You have to be smart about it, because the bottom line is, we're in this to make money. But we're in it to make money, but we're not trying to be taken advantage of at the same time. Yeah, exactly. We're come on now, you know. But the main thing is to give that professional experience to every passenger that comes in. Some, they may react differently because they're not used to you calling them ma'am, sir, or Mr. So-and-so, or even them being asked, would you like to be called Mr. Smith or John, or you know what I mean? And then some are doctors. Do you want me to address you as Dr. So-and-so, Dr. Smith, or Mr. Smith? And some say Bob is okay, or Mike is fine, you know, just for that moment, you're going to be in a car with that person, you know, it's their time, it's about them. I had passengers, oh my gosh, female passengers crying in my car because they were going through so much. It's something about once they get back there and I have tinted windows, it's like it's time for confession. It is usually run between 15 to 18. Oh, and then I pick him up on the way home, and conversations are awesome. Yeah, you know, that's, see, well, you know what? If it's like that, D, I would suggest I pick up my Lyft rental. Oh, okay. I'm a little nervous about making. Oh, wait away. Oh my God. Okay, we all can tell you about being nervous the first time. Girl, I think your name is Lamika, I believe. Girl, please, oh my gosh. Yeah, It's okay. You know what? This is what I've learned. It's okay to be nervous because you need some kind of spark to have you, but you don't want to be over nervous to the point you're like, you running up on the curb when you're running up on the curb when you come to pick the passenger up. You don't want to be that nervous, but you want to be nervous where you are aware of your surroundings. You're making sure that they're in the car and in the seatbelt, and you haven't pulled off and the door just open. You don't want to be like that, okay? But you want to be a little nervous in terms of being cautious, but you don't want to be. Oh my gosh, yes. Hello. Like 9 miles. You're right, 9 miles for $3. But I haven't forgotten about D. D, if the conversations are good like that, then you can I would say say something about, you know what, I got an email, Uber has a tipping option. Now, what do you think about that? And then let him talk or let her talk. Open the floor for them and then see where it goes. But you stay neutral. If they say, I think I pay enough, then, oh, yeah, well, yeah, I can understand that, Backhanded fare. Oh, you did? Oh, okay, Kimberly. That's right. Make that money, girl. Turn this off. I'll be here for a while. Absolutely. But, Larry, I have taken some rides like 9-10 miles, and I'm trying to calculate it in my head, like, okay, how much is this going to be? And I'm thinking, and then when I, complete the ride, it's like $3. Or one of the famous thing, $367 or something like that. And I'm like, what? Then I'm like, what? Okay, all right, forget it, whatever. And then it began to make me, before I accept the ride, I'm looking and saying, okay, let's see, where's this going? And it became a headache to me. So I'm just like, I just go, but I try not to go no further than 10 to 12 minutes out. Because my experience, when I go beyond that, 9 out of 10, the passengers will cancel. And I'm on the Beltway, and I'm just going on doing my business, and next thing you know, boop, 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 they cancel. So then I would like, I won't take that again. But then some, they don't cancel because there are no drivers around. It's like, we're all people. And whenever you do pick up somebody that is like 10-15 minutes away, that's an indication there's not a lot of drivers out at that time. Because on average, usually 3 to 5 minutes the most. 3 to 5 minutes, for a pickup. So I would say take the journey. You're going to be nervous. That's just like starting a new job, all that kind of stuff. So these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen, So you have, they're just running around, having a good old time. There's more people around the park because it's, people are off today. But yeah, you're gonna be nervous. Look, Lamika. I want to say Lamika. But girl, make your money. Make your money. And just know your journey is your journey. Your experience going to be your experience. And then once you experience different things, then you're going to learn how to adjust and readjust accordingly to what you have experienced. And then you might find yourself saying, okay, this person, Lamika, okay. Okay, there you go. See, we're in this together. We're in this together, guys. It's not like one person have all the answers. We all have had experiences that sometimes make you shake your head. Sometimes if you didn't drink, make you want to drink. Sometimes you might have to pull over and count to 10. And then sometimes you're like, wow, that was an awesome ride. And you just have a great day. They already left, they walking away, and then have a good day. You're just so happy that, wow, that was an awesome passenger. So I tell you, make your money. He picked up a rider. Oh, what? Oh my gosh, Larry. Okay, today we get paid on the I checked my account. I don't see anything in it, so I'm thinking it's going to be tomorrow. I think it's going to be as usual, because usually by now I would have the money. If they were paying it today, I would have had it by now. So I would think it's going to be tomorrow. Wow, can you imagine? Okay, so yeah, I would just ride it out as if it's going to be tomorrow, just to alleviate the, all that craziness. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's good, Kim. Yeah, you were listening there. It is a good thing. Oh, I would say, yeah, definitely have two phones. Definitely have the business phone, have your personal phone. Absolutely. But Larry, that's something to think about. Yeah, okay, you have to be aware. Oh, you're welcome. The problem. Okay. I tell you, we are so creative without our handles. I tell you, it's amazing. You have to be aware. You have to be careful. You can't be timid women. You can't be okay. Okay. No, sometimes you're gonna have to put some bass in your voice. Sometimes you're gonna have to, sit up with confidence, even though you're shaking in your boots. Because some passengers, let me tell you, I mean, they are scam artists before they became a passenger. They are people that try to get over on everybody, even including their family. And you just added in the list. So you have to be aware of what they're up to, because I have my seat up a certain way. I sit a certain way in my car. The seat is up higher though. And I have my mirror here. I have my mirrors on the left and the right, and I have the wide extended mirrors as well, so I can see the hidden parts. Yeah, definitely. That's another thing. I would advise that, Larry. You're right. I don't care what neighborhood you're in. It's just going to be good practice. Don't unlock your door until the passenger comes to your door. And if you can identify facially, because Lyft, you can see a picture sometimes. Uber, you won't see a picture. So it's good to crack your window a little bit and ask them the name, and make sure they can't see your phone. Because as soon as you ask them the name, they automatically look at your phone, things of that nature. And then some, they're passengers, but they're not the account holders. And I hate that. Oh my gosh, I hate that. It's just so totally unpredictable. So you have to customize your trips accordingly. That's the bottom line. So being small, being big, being older, being younger, yeah, keep your doors locked unless you have a picture. Did you see it on the app and you're in front of the house and you see that person walking down the steps out to the car, then unlock the door. Yeah. But if you're kind of like pulling up and it's kind of dark or it's a corner, definitely don't unlock your doors until you have done verification. And then once they get in, the passenger get in the car and they like kind of like whatever, hot under their collar because you did an extra step for protection. Absolutely. Yeah. In the back. Yeah. Only if I have to pick up like 4 people, then I'll have someone in my passenger front seat. But usually I don't. I'll keep my bag or something. I put something in the seat, to kind of like indirectly direct them to the back. You don't want to say, don't you sit up here. You don't want to say that. You just put something in the seat or something, and your phone or something, a book, something to indicate, now if they're very tall or whatever, then you play that by ear. But most importantly, definitely, especially when you are in the crowd of an event and your door is unlocked and you're just driving through, there are people who have requested Ubers and Lyft. They're just grabbing at your door to get in. Some of them are intoxicated, they kind of like, and all they see is the U or they see the pink. And it's like, hey, oh, I can get a ride. And they just grabbing your door. And you're like, excuse me. I've heard of some drivers. Kimberly, see, there you go. This is from your experience. This is what I'm saying, guys. We have to share and help each other out. Don't back in. You always want to be driving in the direction of your eyes. Okay? And another thing, this is what I do. Let's say if the house is on my right side, I won't park. All right now, okay, absolutely. You have a fantastic day, Larry, okay? Make that money. Take care now. Thank you for your support always. Okay, what I do, I usually don't park directly in front of the house. I park maybe a house or 2 behind, depending on where you at. You might can't do it, you might can. So that I have my front window here. I can see a couple houses ahead of me to make sure that person is coming from that particular house. Because I've had some people, I will be in front of one house based upon the app, and they're coming from another house. And then they're saying, like a house from across the street here, but the app saying this is the house here. And so then they would get in the car. I'll let them in because the name, verifies, so on and so forth. And I didn't let them see it. So, you know what I mean? So I would let them in. And then I'll say, but the app said this is the address. And then sometimes they'll say, oh, it always, I don't know why that happens, but it always happens that way. And whenever I put in my address, it goes somewhere else. So I put in this address, and at least you guys are coming front where I could. These things happens. So it may make you want to scratch your head and make you think, I don't know. But you have to be aware. It's one of those things of being aware and being cautious and knowing your surroundings. You need an oil change or something. We got smoke coming from his pipes in the back. Oh, a transmission, something, I don't know. But anyway, you definitely, you got to be aware, guys. You got to be aware. But it's so much fun. You meet so many interesting people. You learn so much about your city and other cities that you never knew. You find some nice places that you can take your children, or nice restaurants you and significant other or you by yourself want to go to. And if you never became an Uber driver, you wouldn't even know these things, you know some areas that you may know. I never knew that existed in that area. So it's just one of those things to be aware, enjoy the journey, and you be aware of what's going on, and enjoy it. Enjoy it, because it's not all bad. It's just like if you work in a brick and mortar building. Everybody's at the water fountain or the cooler or whatever. They don't like this, they don't like that, or this happened to me and that happened to me. You're the last person to make that decision. I'm in Maryland. Actually, I'm in Baltimore. Yep. What about you, Lamika? You know what? I wish. I'm not sure if I would do it though. Oh, Silver Spring, Maryland. So oh my gosh, you would have a ball. Girl. You're gonna have a nice time. Oh my gosh, you're gonna see some beautiful areas. Oh my gosh, they got some nice places there in Silver Spring. Oh, you will. Some might be kind of snooty. But snooty is okay. Snooty is giving you money. So, okay, no problem. Just call them Mr. and Mrs. Snooty. It's all good. It's all good, you know. It's all good. You can't do Baltimore? Why? Yeah, certain parts, yeah. I can't lie. Yeah, some areas make you scratch your head. Yeah, and some make it have you scary. Well, I tell you what, you would never believe that I deal with social anxiety. You would never believe that. And I was born and raised in Baltimore. Okay. And I pretty much stayed in my community. I never really branched out because I've heard a lot of bad things, and you know, I stayed in my community. You too, Lamika? Oh my gosh. I understand how nervous you are. Believe me, we are like this. I understand. But it's been, is it over a year now? It's a little over a year now that I've been driving for Uber and Lyft. You know? I still have my days sometimes, but I'll turn my app off and go walking, or, you know, do something else differently to get myself together, and then I'll come back to it and things of that nature. And that's another thing. It's not too many jobs that going to give you that kind of freedom. You know, you don't have to worry about calling in sick and stuff like that. But I tell you what, when you feel good, get it in. Get it in. Just go for it. Gung-ho. Get your lunch. Make sure you make your bathroom stops and all that kind of good stuff. Make sure you're straight. Get it in, because tomorrow it might be a little different, but you're going to be good to go because you don't put it in. It is worth driving in Annapolis. I've heard some good things about that. Especially when they have different events. It's good to place yourself somewhere in the middle. Lamika, that's what I'm saying. I love doing this. I love that, but sometimes I just want, I'm just look, I can't fit in there. But some people, they can just be around people all day, all night. I'm not that one. And I thank God for my family. They understand me. At first I thought they wouldn't understand. Like sometimes sometimes I just want to say no, and I felt like I couldn't say no. Even working, I felt like I couldn't say no. I had to say yes all the time, and did what was asked of me all the time. and I didn't mind doing it. See, there you go, Lamika. Kimberly, she's out there too. Maybe y'all should hook up. Y'all should meet somewhere. Don't look at it as, oh, she's gonna be taking my rides. If I never hooked up with Lamika, I would be getting this ride and that ride. Don't look at it that way. It's money to be made for all of us. You know, we just helping each other out. You know, and sometimes, like I used to, when it was me and these other ladies. What? There you go. See that, Lamika? You missing out money because you're scared. Did it really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can understand. You scared to make your money. You scared. Tell her, everybody. Tell Lamika she's scared to come to Baltimore and make money. I understand. It is anywhere, you know, you're dealing with people. If they're not like you, you know, there's going to be some kind of anxiety. There's going to be some kind of adjustment that has to be made and all. But I must say, I have not had any bad issues in Baltimore that will cause me to turn in my, to delete my Uber app or my Lyft app. No, let's see. No, I can't recall. And if I did at that time, it was like, oh, but now it's like, oh, okay. Like one of my videos, I talked about the marijuana that was in the car. You see, Lamika, what I want to say, Tadessa or Tadisa is saying nothing to be scared about in Baltimore. It's money to be made, though. Let me tell you, it's money to be made. And another thing, you set the welcoming tone in your car, but if they don't want to talk, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. If they're talkers, they would initiate the conversation. 9 out of 10. You know, and some, they'll get in the car in the back and they'll be like looking in your window like, ask me a question. Ted, it is. Look. Tadisa, she don't believe us. See, she has the fear. She has the perception of what she have heard about, and we all have experienced that in life, good or bad. We can say a particular designer pocketbook or some red bottom shoes are like the bomb, but then let's say we bomb, we might not have that same experience, you know. So it's a perception that we may have, and I'll put it this way, Lamika. If you get a rider who's coming from Silver Spring to Baltimore, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Wow, for real, since 14? Awesome. Oh my God. See, man, that's awesome. See, so you've seen the highs and the lows and the high amount of monies to where we are today. Man, see that? And Lamika, he's still alive, or she's still alive. I don't know. I can't even tell him the picture. He or she, let me know. Tadisa, tell me something. They're still alive. Okay, there you go, Lamika. He's still alive. He didn't get shot, stabbed, or robbed. Or did you? No. I know you did. No, you did. Or did you? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, you dealing with people. I mean, that can happen. Nothing. See, there you go. Cool. Same here. I haven't been robbed. No one tried to take my vehicle. Nothing. Nothing. Not at all. You know, if anything, I noticed with some men, you can tell there are some men who are domineering, and they'll tell you, don't follow the GPS. I'll tell you. And they have such a tone. I'll tell you where to turn. And I don't take that personal. I just say, oh, okay, sure. But I'm just going to put the GPS on, and I do my thing, you know. Well, you know what? Okay. So you see, Lamika, Kimberly is more comfortable here in Baltimore than DC and stuff. You better get on board. Or maybe we shouldn't tell her to get on board to come to Baltimore. She might be messing up our money, y'all. Lamika, be afraid. Be very afraid. Don't come to Baltimore. No, I'm teasing you, girl. I'm teasing you. Well, I mean, people go to work at night. Everybody is not drinking. Everybody's not down at the bars. You know, everybody is not on Baltimore Street. There are people who still working at night, you know. So, and I know how you feel, because I don't do much to pretty much none of that. Because the possibility is more, I'm going to be dealing with the nightlife compared to people who are going to work. I'm coming for Baltimore now. Oh, yeah, okay. Better make that money. Make your money, you know. A lot of times we stop ourselves, and I'm a witness to that, because of some things we hear and see, and then sometimes it's within ourselves. It's the battles that we fight within ourselves, and we end up stopping ourselves. I admire go-getters. I admire people who just knock down barriers, like boom, 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 boom. You know, they just so driven, so focused. Their thoughts are not wavered, and I admire people like that. I think that's awesome. It shows so much strength. I love that, you know. And I tell anybody, keep pushing. Just keep doing what you can do. Set your time. If you're a go-getter, keep going, keep pushing. If you're not, do the best that you can do. And as time go on and get better, you'll do more. You'll feel more comfortable, because you'll find yourself here in Baltimore. You'll find yourself going through repeated places. You know, Baltimore is not that big. You know, it's just like a big old circle. And you have different areas. You have your south, your east, your west, north. You know, it's money to be made. You're going to get some passengers here, and maybe in some of the lower income places, I guess, or communities where they are. I don't know. I mean, you know, you'll know when you get there, kind of thing. Sometimes some, not all, because I cannot say all. Some, they're getting here and they think you're a chauffeur. They think you are supposed to do what they want you to do when they want you to do it, because I'm paying you. They'd be like that. Then you have to kindly let them know, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. You know, give them that respect that they may never, ever experience in their life. But I'm the driver. I know where I'm going. I don't mind you telling me where to go. But I would like for you to change your tone, or we can end this ride right now, and with no charge to you. So in that, you're letting them know, yeah, you're paying me, but you're not paying me to be dumb, stupid, and ignorant. And I'm letting you know I can give that money right back to you, and I can let you off right here, and I can keep moving. You know, oh, I'm gonna rate you. Good for you. I'm gonna rate you as well. Let us all just rate everybody, because 99.9% of the time, you're not gonna have no issues. but you just have that one. That one. And so you have to allow room for that one. And you have a great day. Sometimes if it's difficult for me to find a particular area, and then I call the rider and they're kind of hot and upset, I can hear it on the phone, and I'm like, okay, yeah, if I go here and pick this person up, they're going to just be in one of those attitudes. Do I want to deal with that? Then a lot of times I would just cancel. I would cancel, because I'm like, I don't have time for it. I don't have time to adjust my frustration, fighting with the app, trying to find where you are, and when I call you, you're like so upset towards me, and I'm doing the best that I can do with what I have. Then pick you up, and we gotta go 15-20 minutes away, and I gotta hear this and you know, just sending notes and letters and emails to Uber or Lyft while you're driving, and you might be in the middle of all this traffic, so you got so much you got to deal with. Then you got this irate passenger. No, I would kindly cancel. And when you do that, what happens? They can't rate you. Only thing that's going to be affected is your acceptance rate. That's fine. You can pick that back up in a couple minutes, because you just get another ride. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to outweigh what you want to really deal with. And some people, it's not even your fault. They just got up on the wrong side of the bed, or they haven't had their coffee yet. And you're the first one they're going to see. And they just going at you, and you're like, what in the world? I knew I shouldn't have turned this app on. Something told me not to turn this app on. Why? It's not you. It's just them. When you're in the public and dealing with public people, you're right. Just cancel. Yeah, exactly, Tadise. Yeah, I mean, let it go. Let it go. They can't rate you. You can't rate them. It's like you have, but when you cancel, turn your app off and get out of Dodge. Because what's going to happen, they're going to call again. And if you're closed, guess what? If you don't accept it, then you cancel twice. So turn it off and up the road a little bit, and then turn it back on. That's what you do. Want some cookies? They made them fresh just for me from McDonald's. I was so special. Look, it was just for me. Now, they didn't have any made, and I waited 2 minutes for it. Yes, I did. I did. Not you. I did. But yeah, guys, so there's a lot of fun in it. What job can you work at? You can park over on the side of the road. You can have a picnic, have a good old time for an hour or so. Get back in your car, straighten everything up, clean yourself up, and back on the road working. Not too many. Not too many. Sometimes I wish Uber and Lyft paid us more. On the business side of it, a lot of us probably wouldn't work as many days, because we can hit our financial goal within a couple days, and then we're off the rest of the week. And the problem that can happen is, let's say you have majority of your drivers looking at things that way, but then you have a whole lot of passengers out there who need rides. And what's going to happen is the ones who are out there going to end up getting paid even more, because now there's a surge because the demand is high. So then that's gonna cause the company to have to put out even more money. So I understand that from the professional part, the business part of it. But as for a driver, it would be grandiose. It would be awesome for me to put in 4 or 5 hours and make about 500 that day. For some, that's good for that week. Or do 2 days, or do that whole day and walk home with $1,000. That's good for some people for a whole month. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to make the demand, the company will have to put out more money. But on the other hand, again, it's like, I wish we can get more. I kind of sort of wish it was the way it was financially in the beginning. I've heard of some drivers, they made so much money. And it didn't stop them. They were still out there because more money, you get more things, you know. They were out there, and I must say a lot of foreigners, I don't know if it's... a lot of foreigners, let me tell you, they get over here and they grind to the sclera, or the white part of their eye is bloodshot red. They will sleep in their car to make that money. But some of us, as Americans, some of us, guys, some of us, we won't do that because we are good. We are, you know, we're okay. This is America kind of thing. You know, it's like, we can coast along. We got it made kind of thing. And whereas a lot of foreigners, they coming from countries that is not like ours, and they see an opportunity to make money, which is something that they were lacking back then, and they go for it. You know, I mean, they just go for it, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I really don't. I think we can learn from each other, you know, and make some money all together. But everybody drive is different. Some people are driven to be there for other people. Like, let's say you wouldn't get out there and drive for yourself, but a friend of yours, a mother, a brother, a sister, they need some money. Boom, you're out there. You're grinding. You're just grinding hard to get that money for them. Then there are some, they're self-driven. They want money, period. Not so much I have a bill. Not so much I want to shop. I just want money. I'm a hustler. I want money. I just want money. I have a goal to set in my savings account. I have a goal to set for my child's prom or graduation or college or whatever. Everybody doing Uber and Lyft for different reasons. It's a supplemental income. Some people, this is all they do, and they live pretty good. But they're not just sitting home. They're out there, and they have a schedule that works for them. And no matter how the schedule is, they can always adjust it at any point in time of the day, which is awesome. It's awesome. So whatever drives you to get your money, go for it. Go for it. You know, don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't get no beef with some Uber drivers that might have a little whatever about Lyft drivers, or you know how things happen. It's people behind these wheels of the car, steering wheels of the car. So don't. It's not like that. Some Uber drivers are telling Lyft drivers you should be driving for Uber, not Lyft. Da, 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 da. Then some Lyft drivers telling Uber drivers you shouldn't be driving for Uber, you should be driving for Lyft. La 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 la. And some they're referred, motivated because they get money if they refer a driver. And then some, they just have an issue with the opposite. I drive for both. I like driving for both. Some people say, how do you do that? Well, after you watch the trends of, first and foremost, you make more money with Lyft, period. Even when it's not prime time, period. Just a regular fare, you make more with Lyft, period. So, I look at what's going on with Uber. What I like about Uber is the instant pay. I can go out here, let's say I need $50, you know, $60, $100, whatever. I can do that with Lyft, and I can make it and go on about my business, cash it in, and I got the money. With Lyft, you have to hit $50 first. Once you hit that, then you can cash out. So the bottom line is, you see what's going on with Lyft in terms of what's the guarantee, what kind of special, what the rates are, and so on and so forth. Then you look at what's going on with Uber, and then you weigh it out. And you turn that app on, you ride that app for about an hour or two, switch over, catch the other one. You know, it's a juggling act. I've heard about that, Tadis. I haven't downloaded. I really have to hear some more about it. It's supposed to help you like orchestrate the app and driving and something like that, from what I'm hearing, but I really have not gotten into it. I know Uberman, the Uberman was talking about it, and but I haven't really. Have you? Has anyone download the Maestro app? I hear. I mean, it's supposed to be a good thing. It's just that I haven't done it. A lot of times when things are new, I like to give it time to get some kinks out before I just gravitate to it. So, you know, it's one of those kind of things. How many hours do you work, Tadis? May I ask? Does anyone do over 40 hours a week? Driving for Uber and Lyft? Yes, no, maybe so. You do 30 a week? Do you find it easy to get those 30 hours in? Tadis? 30 hours per week. Okay. So do you divide it per day? Okay. See, that's one of the beauties of this kind of business. So you would do like 10 hours a day, like maybe 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening? Or just do 10 straight? Tadis? Well, no. You're doing, oh, you do like 6 hours. So do you do 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening? Oh, 6 hours in the evening. See, that's cool. So you do pretty good then, because usually in the evening times here in Baltimore, because you'll get the school kids as well as people getting off from work. Okay. Yeah. So you must be really good manipulating through the traffic, especially downtown. Oh my gosh, 83. You got 2 lanes going to. I have another job. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah. It's awesome to have another full-time job, and then you can do this on the side and make some nice money too. It's not bad, guys. I mean, really. It's not bad. I just had to get used to just being in my car so much. I went from working in a hospital over 26 years. My car was only to get me to A and B, and I'm out. I'm out of there. But this, you're in it longer than before, so I had to get used to that, you know. And like I'm working on losing my weight as I eat chocolate chip cookies, and that's another thing that will help you be more comfortable sitting in a car for a certain amount of time, and things of that nature. And it's good to get out and walk, and also take an aspirin. Well, first check with your doctor first, because sometimes when you're sitting for a long period of time, your blood can form blood clots and stuff like that. So it's good to take a baby aspirin every day or every other day to make sure your blood is at a consistent texture. Thank you, Endora. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you know, so it's one of those things you got to prepare yourself for. And you know, you can have certain states, you can have your tasers, you can have mace, what's the other one? Is it a stun gun? Some you can even have guns. So, or a bat. You can have a bat, aluminum bat, small bat. Whatever you have, like for protection and stuff, make sure you know how to use it. And if you have to be afraid, yes, taser, right? I know, right? What? I know. I never had to defend myself in this kind of situation. Dealing with this, I never did, but I do. Okay, if I try it, because I'm still trying to just get some information on it though, but when I do, I'll do a video on it for sure to these. Yeah. But yeah, a little bat, something that you can have close to you on the left side. You're welcome. On the left side, or something that you can grab quickly, and I have a camera in my car. I think it's a great idea. Check with your state to see what those laws are. I have mine in the window, so when every passenger come in, they see it, and it's on. And mine has is a dual camera. It can video record inside as well as outside at the same time, or record only inside or record only outside. I usually keep it on recording on the outside unless I need to record something on the inside. And when they see it, I tell them, yes, I do record while driving, because things has happened. I've heard of things happening. Things can happen. Sometimes people are intoxicated. They're not aware of what they're doing. And this is my way of not only protecting them, but protecting myself at the same time. 9 out of 10, they don't have a problem. This is... Excuse me. You do? Oh, what is this one? That's a good question. I got it from Amazon. Let's see. It turns off when I turn the car off. So, here, let me do this. See that? That's me, and that's the outside. And I don't know the name of it. That's sad. I don't... Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. It's a dual camera that you just stick up in your window. They have some that goes on top of your mirror in the car, in the front of the car. Those are pretty good too, and they're dual cameras. But I got this one from Amazon. I don't even know the name of it. That's kind of messed up. Well, they're not paying me anything, but anyway. And this is adjustable, up, down, all that kind of stuff there. And then it's a dual mirror, and I have it on a loop, so at the end of the day right, at the end of the day I can just go through and see if there's anything happened. If nothing happened that day, fine, I can just go over it, record over again. So you don't have to keep your chip, you don't have to keep buying the different chips and stuff like that, so it's one of those kind of things that you can do. Yeah, you can hear me talking. Oh boy, he's running over the curb. Help me. But yeah, so that's how that goes, guys. So I would tell you to get a camera, absolutely, to not only protect yourself but the passengers too, because some will lie and say you said or did some things that you didn't do. So I think somebody learned how to drive. Oh wow, yeah. So yeah, definitely I would say get a camera, and put it on there, put it where they can see. Like, and I had one passenger, she said, you're not supposed to be recording people in Maryland. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you stay behind my chair, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so in other words, as long as you don't come up in this area here, you're not being recorded. I don't have you on my camera. But if you stay back there, you're good. She has nothing to say after that. Some people, you know what I mean? You have to be up on some things. You have to be able to come back nicely and quick with some people, because some people, they will bring it on you like this. And it'll make you be like, no. You stay back there, out of the camera's view. You will not be recorded. Okay? Have a great day. You know, and then some, when they get in, they see the camera, they're ducked down. They're ducked down in the car, and I'm like, okay, but, you know, that makes me not have a smooth ride, because you ain't trying to give me no trouble. You know? Like, really? Are you serious? No. 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 But you deal with people like that. You know, put you on edge. Oh, really? Oh, let me turn it off. No. Stayed on. Just don't be in the view of the camera. You'll be fine, ma'am. You'll be fine. People will try. They will try. People in general. Audio recording. Yeah, I did. I read up on that. Yeah, because you're not letting that person know that they're being recorded. You can have the camera, recording the camera, but you have to let's say if it's 3 people, 1 out of the 3 has to be okay with being recorded. If it's 2, 1 out of the 2. So it's me and that person. I'm being recorded as well, okay? That person is being recorded as well. I don't have a problem with it. And then I also tell them, just don't be in the view of the camera. If the camera don't see you, what is it recording? Nothing. It doesn't see you. It's as if the camera not even on. But if you come in my personal space here, you try to come around my neck, my head, you know, you're coming this area, the driver's seat area, then I have a right to record that, because now I'm being threatened. Now you're in my personal space, you know? So it's not a problem. I don't think it's bad at all to have cameras. Just let the people know, and if they have an issue with it, just tell them to stay out of the view of the camera. So that means that you won't have no problem with me, and I won't have no problem with you. Okay? So, and that's why a lot of times I have it just for the outside of it, okay? And it's viewing on the outside, but if something happens here, I can always hit the button and it's going to start recording in here. Let them know, yes, I am recording this situation. So you're letting them know whatever you're planning to say, it has to be the truth, because I'm going to have you recorded. You know, because people, you're out here trying to make money. Some people out here, they trying to get money, but any means necessary, you know. In the beginning, I had some passengers, maybe 1 or 2, and they said, what did she say? Oh, you went the long way, so now I got to pay more. This was in my beginning time, getting used to the app and so on and so forth, being nervous, having the jitteries and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You know, like you just apologizing. And they're just not even accepting it and whatever. And then I had like a couple dollars, and I said, well, I'll tell you what. Here's $2, which that was too much for the extra couple, not even miles that I've went, because I was going a different way based upon the GPS, because it was fairly new for a lot of the passengers, so they didn't know what way the GPS would go. They didn't know that we have 3 options. Technically, in some cases, it's 4 options. Is their way and the 3 options that we're given on the app. Sometimes their way is real new. It's like the back roads kind of thing. You know, and some are pretty cool, and some of them are like, what? Really? Let me get away from this place. You have water and, you know, narrow streets and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, let's get away from here. So I gave her the $2, and she was like, oh, well, thank you. She was like so happy to have the $2. And I didn't have to, because I used to email Uber and let them adjust the fare. They just screwed that up, and they end up giving me zero amount. And I emailed them back and said, no, I didn't say take the fare. I said give the passenger X amount of dollars from the fare. So ever since then, when that happened, which hasn't happened in a long time now, I just gave the lady $2 cash and called it a day. Because a lot of times if you get Uber involved with it, they mess your money up. For some reason, I don't know if they understand, when you're typing, and then, I don't know. But that's how I resolved that issue. I don't go into my pocketbook for this money. It might be armrest or under a card or something, and I just leave it there. No one knows it's there. And then I can just reach, here you go. And that way they don't see nothing else. You're not going through no $20 bills, no 5s, no 50s, no 100s, trying to find a $2 or something. It's just $2 balled up. There you go. Done. And sometimes you have passengers that are playing games. And the thing is this, I'm at the point now when they get in the car, I introduce myself, I ask them, their name, so on and so forth. Not so much in that order. And then I'll ask them, is there a particular way you would like to go? A lot of them, whatever the GPS says. Other ones, I'll tell you turn by turn. You don't have to follow the GPS. And I turn my GPS on anyway, because that's what you're supposed to do. It's also a tracker, okay? Then we go on our merry way. Oh yeah, because think about it, Tadise. We're trying to make money. They're trying to keep money. So, of course, think about it. If you have a budget, but yet you gotta rely on ride sharing services, you're gonna stretch your dollar. You're gonna calculate, okay, I gotta do this 5 days a week at $5, okay, and then they can go on Google and find the shortest way. And a lot of them, that's what they do. They're in the back on their phone watching the way you should be going to make it the quickest way, and then they'll say, well, no, turn right here. But your GPS is saying turn down here, make a left. But what they're looking at, turn here, is two ways you can do things. You can do it the fastest way or the shortest way. Okay? The fastest way indicates less traffic or lights and things of that nature. The shortest way doesn't necessarily mean it's a fast way. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you might, how can I say it? Instead of going left, right, left, right, left, right to get away from the traffic, because that's your fastest way, the shortest way would be just keep going straight. Okay? But the straight still have lights, but it's short in terms of distance. Your turns and all that kind of stuff. It's just a straight shot. So with my GPS, I set it to fast because I found out that my passengers that I've encountered, they want the fastest route. And even with the fastest route, they alter it according to their liking. But one of the new things that I don't like about what I heard about for Uber is now that they have this change of you can't see what they're making off per ride versus where before you could see it and you see ours too, but it was confusing for a lot of people to try to break that down and see exactly what we were getting and what the Uber was getting. So now it's separate. So I found out by passenger that, see, Uber gives you an estimate from minimum to the highest. And with that range, they have those routes included from the shortest to the longest ride or the fastest ride. The passenger find that I'm working this morning. I feel like I'm missing some good. Well, we here. You know, you can always look at the video again. You know, but I'm glad you out there, Lamika. I'm glad you out there getting those ping, 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 which means ching. You know. It's a lot of good information out here. Oh, can we record the ride? Only if it's okay with your passenger. Only you have to have on camera your passenger say, sure, it's okay. Yeah, I don't mind doing a video. Yeah, absolutely. You have to do that. But what I'm saying, recording, meaning this video, you can see again. And then you can put little comments down below if you have any questions and so on and so forth. And I would reply as soon as I can, you know. But it's just one of those things that you're dealing with people. And with Uber now dealing with the amount. So in other words, she was being charged the maximum, but I took the shortest ride based upon how she told me to get there. That's money I don't get. That's money Uber is getting. So I told her to send them an email so that they can explain to her why she was charged the maximum amount when the driver took such and such a route. There are a lot of loopholes in this type of ride-sharing business, and it's like when you gamble. When you're gambling, it's in a house favor. They're not there to lose money. They're there to win your money that you're losing. So Uber is a business, and businesses are in business to make money. They're not always fair, which they should be, but they're not. They're in favor of their business. They're in favor of longevity. They want to be able to make millions, not only just for a year or 2 years or 3 years. How about for the lifetime of this business, you know? So they're going to strategize such certain ways to make sure that that comes in. Are they being unfair to the passengers? I would say yes. I would say yes. Because I know the GPS would give us the 3 routes and things of that nature, and they give you the time and all those kind of good things and how long, the miles and stuff. But the bottom line, the passenger has the last say. And if the passenger has not taken one of the 3 routes, they should be charged accordingly. But because they can charge them, because they gave them the estimate, they do it. My thing is, I just don't like it because I'm not getting any other money. Rightfully so, I shouldn't get any of it because I'm not taking the longer route. I'm taking a customized route based upon the passenger. Then it makes you wonder, are you really getting paid for the route that you do take? You know, it's just so many things that it makes you wonder. Like even with the tipping option, if a passenger tip, how do you really know that they tipped? You know? Charge my battery up again. How do you know that they're gonna tip? You know, it's, you know what I mean? It's a lot of loopholes here, but overall, it's still a good gig. It's still a good way of making money. I would say you set your budget for you and work your business to the best of your ability, so that you will have longevity, just like Uber wants longevity, Lyft wants longevity, any business wants longevity. And this is your business, you want longevity. Even if it's part-time, but you want longevity as a part-time gig. So you have to set it up accordingly. I would recommend having some kind of good maintenance plan for your vehicle. If it's new, fairly new, get the extended warranty, definitely, on that. And a lot of finance company, they would just put it into the monthly payments of the vehicle. If you're not able to do that, find a decent one maintenance plan to protect your vehicle. And if I remember correctly, for Uber, your car cannot be no more than 10 years old. So, like for instance, for me, I drive a 2011. Okay, and this is 2017. Okay. You work in a hospital, Lamika? You say you're seeing patients and listening to. So for me, I have a business decision to make. I have to see, because like in this is 17, so in 3 years, I have to see where I'm going to be in 3 years. After 3 years, am I? Oh, okay, awesome. That is cool. See, you got the best of both worlds, because you know you're in a brick and mortar building, so you're not always in the car. And then when you're ready to do some extra driving, you can do that. You know what I mean? It's like if you just want to go on away for a vacation, you could do a week or two, grind, get that money up in no time. You don't even have to touch the money that you're making from the clinic. You know what I mean? It's like, it's good, but you have to be willing to grind. You have to be willing to put it in and be out there. And it is still an adjustment period for me, because I'm more of a structural kind of person. But this job, this type of business is shaking me a little bit out of that, to the point I have to just show up, because I'm one of, knowing this, knowing that, what's next, so on and so forth. This, you don't always know what's next. You have to react according to what is happening. So it's not only a business experience, but it's a personal experience for me as well. Life has a way of teaching you so many different things in so many different forms that it's amazing to me, and I'm grateful to God for that. But overall, it's cool. 20. Overall, it's a cool thing. Oh, I thought that was a bug. It's one of those little things here. Can you see that? It flew away. Oh, you can't see what I'm catching. That can look kind of crazy on the camera. It was a little thing there. But yeah, so it's just, find the love for it for yourself, and be aware of the different tricks. And the thing is, like, what's that saying? Fool me once. What is it? Fool me once. No, wait, like, if you fool me twice, the second time you fool me, it's my fault, because I should have learned from the first time. So as you have your experience, which may be the same as what other drivers have had and shared with you, or your own, learn from it and try your best that it doesn't happen again. If it does, work towards seeing what you need to learn, what you need to be aware of, so that it won't happen a third time. So it's just one of those things that you have to really put some time and thought into to make it work for you. Because, let's see, hold on. Because it is durable. Just got a text. Okay. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing, Good morning. It's not a bad thing when it comes to that. When you're learning, it's not just the way I see it. It's not just driving. I have been there. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, 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 no. So Uber has a new one. I know Lyft does, because they sent me an email, but I didn't get an email from Uber stating that they have a new one, because the cell phone lot several months ago, that was the staging area, but then they put us out of that. And then the drivers, they would be at the Royal Farms, Shell gas station, McDonald's, other places. The Royal Farms, that they would park in the parking lots around there. But then some businesses began to get upset because they felt like they were taking up too much space. And also, one owner told Uber driver, "You buy and leave, buy and leave," and I was like, wow. So, you know, it's like they don't want you sitting around there. After you buy something, leave. You know, I think that was kind of harsh, but I mean, you know, that's how some people talk sometimes. They don't know, you know, they don't have a smoother way of saying something. They just say it. And he said it. He said, buy and leave. Like, buy, leave. Like, don't stay around. Leave. Go. Bye. And he did that. He left. You know, because you don't want no trouble. But I do think BWI should... Well, okay. Uber and Lyft drivers, they'll be in the same area. You just decide, you know, because you decide which app you want on, because ultimately it's up to the customer who's going to call which company. Okay, so, you know, if you're feeling or itching that it's an Uber day, that a lot of the people coming off the airplane going to want Uber, then you go that route. You think they're going to want Lyft, you go that route. A lot of people, a lot of the passengers whom I have spoke with in reference to being they are Lyft passengers, they love Lyft more than Uber. They feel that Uber costs more, which is true, they do. Lyft is cheaper because they take the loss and give it to us, and Lyft give more discounts to their passengers compared to Uber. So if I was you, I would go to the staging area. I would put on, if you use both apps. What? Really? So with the Maestro, it will sync both. Well, then you're winning. So whichever one, you know, then you should be okay. See, for me, the way I do it, yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to check in that then, even more. Okay. All right. See, for me, I would be the Maestro, if you will. I'll turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, I do that. That's not bad. That's not bad. So Maestro is the connector for both. Okay. All right, so if that's the case, then Maestro has to have some kind of connection with, okay, they have to have some kind of connection with the rideshare company server, I would think, because in order for them to send you the ride, they have to be tapped into both of those rideshare companies, right? Now, does one favor the other? That's a question. Okay, I see Tadis. Yeah, okay, not working fully. Okay. Yeah, see, so that's why I was telling Tadis that I like to give it a chance to get all the kinks out before I jump on board. So yeah, because see, for me, the bottom line is going to affect me, and I try to eliminate that as much as possible. I like things to go as smoothly as possible with my control. No, I'm not domineering, but I do like control. Oh, well, if the subscription will cost, I would expect it to really, have less kinks. How much is the subscription? Indira? I think I'm pronouncing it right. How much is the prescription? Not prescription, like medication, subscription. Like with 15 a month, 99 a year, $99 a year. Okay. Now, like with most people, if they're paying for something, they're gonna expect superior service, correct? But I do know with apps there are kinks. So So you're better off doing the $99 a year. Oh, okay. So give me some pros and cons. Indira, give me some pros and cons. We're talking about Maestro, guys, the app that unites Uber and Lyft. Whereas you can run both apps at the same time. So let's say if you're in an area where Uber and Lyft riders are, whoever requests a ride, you in that area, you can get them either from a Lyft or from Uber. I mean, I like the concept, definitely. I like the concept. What are the pros and cons? Okay, you can switch without a problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, but I switch mine. Okay. All right. In comparison to, you're saying you can switch without a problem. Okay. Okay. A little buggy. Okay. Oh, okay. It does it automatically. Well, you know what? That's not bad considering somebody is thinking out there, guys. Because wow. Somebody is thinking. Somebody is thinking. And I'm thinking. I'm like, okay. All right, so they do it automatically. But can you take the control and do it manually again? Oh, okay. That's good. Oh, okay. Because see, I'm thinking like, let's say I'm in one area and the prime time is over, but now over in another area it's jumping. I want to be able to, go over there and get some extra money over on that side of town. Whereas I can just turn it off and go with Uber if you're making more for that particular time frame. I can go over here to Uber or go to Lyft if they're making more money that particular time frame. You see what I'm saying? I like to have flexibility in certain things. Everybody wants a certain amount of control to do things kind of sort of their way. But I think that's a great idea. Oh, is it like a 30-day trial? For 10 trips a week. Okay. 10 trips a week. right, so okay. Um does it increases the amount of rides you get? Is it a better chance or a higher chance of getting more rides? Okay. What do you guys think? Denise, are you still there? Did you try it for the 10 rides a week? I like the idea of keeping both open, and that does, it seemed like that would occupy your chances of getting more rides. But me personally, I don't want to be out all day and just have 2-3 rides. You tried it, Denise? Have you tried it for the 10 rides for free? You know, the app, and used it for free? It does work. So to you, is it worth the $15 a month or $99 a year? Well, it just came out, so it's hard to tell for the $99 a year. For me personally, since it just started, I would prefer the $15 a month. You know? Went live yesterday. Oh my God. You know what? I might have to jump on board because I'm thinking this is the holiday. And if it went live yesterday, can you imagine? But it's going to have a lot of kinks today too, though. Because, like, if anything, it came out fully. What do you mean fully? Like, it was good? Thumbs up? To these? To me personally, I like to get my rides and be done. Like some people in other cities and states, they, like I said before, they have to turn the app off to get out, to get stopped the calls. I would prefer that for like maybe 4 hours, just back to back, because I know, because I'm already conditioned for working even up to 16 hours. You know, I would do double trips. Want my code? Well, I guess you want to give us your code. I mean, you're giving us all this information and stuff like that. You know? Guys, write down the code. Let's support. I'm going to write it on here. Up to you. Yeah, give me your code. Everybody has to write it down from here now, because it's not going to be in a comment, because since this is live, the comments goes away when we finish being live. EN0503. This is Maestro, guys. MYSTRO app. This will unite Uber and Lyft together, whereas you can do both apps at the same time. Okay, now since we're giving out codes and Maestro can connect us, my code for Lyft is, I did say it when I tried it, it was on trial. Oh, okay, so are you going to get back on board to these? My Lyft code, for those who want to, you think so? Okay, cool. Were you were asking me about it. Were you planning on giving out your code as well to these? I mean, 'cause we all love options. So, you know, you can put your code out there too. You know what I mean? My Lyft code is Michelle, MICHELLE, 854074. That's my Lyft code, okay? So you would download the app, and for promotions, you would put in my code, okay? And then, let's see, to these, you might get a discount since you beat it, test it. Oh, see that? To these, good information. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You know, let's share. Like, what? Come on now. I don't like practicing the crab in the barrel syndrome, whereas you see one person climbing up, then another crab jump on that crab and pull them down. I don't believe in that. I don't. That's, no. And my Uber code is Uber, UBER.com, COM, /I/93MYYSYEU. Okay, and that's to these. Because I know you were talking about it, and you were asking me how do I think. What do I think about it? So, you know what I mean? Why not? Can you put that back up there again? I can't see it. Where did it go? I'm tapping. Tap. Okay, there we go. SSEBER1283998. Where did it go? All right. TADESSEBER1283998, and that's his code there, Maestro. So for those who are listening and can't see, so you have options. You have two codes there that you can use to connect to Maestro. $15 per month, $99 per year, and it allows you to have both apps on at the same time. That's why I gave you my Uber code as well as my Lyft code, so you can do both. Oh, okay. I was looking at it, I was like, why his longer than the other? Oh, okay, that's better. TT0512 for Tadis. Okay, his code. Awesome. Okay, he put in his referral. That looks like Lyft referral. Okay, yeah, I mean, we have options, guys, you know, and we in it to make money, and if we can get some people along. I'm sorry, what I missed. Oh, you missed a lot. Okay, because I have two phones, I keep all my apps running at the same time. Whichever one pops up first. Okay, Kimberly, you might want to connect with Maestro. There are two codes in the little chat room there. Okay, that let's see here. Battery, why my battery low? Don't be low, battery. Don't be low. Be high.